I never believed in ghosts. I never believed in the supernatural, parallel universes, or any of those creepy conspiracy theories people love to obsess over. But that was before my roommate disappeared. Not just from our apartment. He disappeared from existence itself. His name was Jake. Or at least, I think it was. We had been roommates for over a year, splitting rent, groceries, and late-night horror movie marathons. Jake was the quiet type, never brought friends over, never had family visit. We weren't best friends, but we got along well enough. Then, one morning, I woke up and his bedroom was empty. Not just messy, not packed up, completely empty, like no one had ever lived there. The bed was gone. The posters I had seen on his wall the night before, gone. His closet, bare. The smell of his cologne that always lingered in the hallway, completely vanished. At first, I thought he had moved out without telling me. Maybe he got a better job, left in a hurry. But when I called his number, I heard those 4 chilling words. This number is not in service. I checked my phone history, trying to find our last conversation. Nothing. My text to him, gone. Our group chat with some of my friends where we planned a road trip, he was never in it. Panic settled in. I checked my lease agreement, the one we both signed when we moved in together. My signature was there. His was not. I dug through my photos. Every picture I had taken inside the apartment only showed me, even the ones where I knew he had been standing right beside me. I called my landlord, desperate for some confirmation. "Hey, do you know where Jake went?" I asked, my voice shaking. There was a pause. Then, in the calmest, most unsettling tone, he said, "Who's Jake?" I laughed nervously. "Jake, my roommate. The guy I've been living with for a year." The landlord sighed. "Look, I don't know if this is some kind of prank, but you've always lived there alone." I hung up. My hands trembled as I checked our old grocery receipts. My name was the only one on them. I rushed to my computer and searched his name on social media. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, nothing. It was as if he had never existed. I even went to my bank to check our old rent payments. Each transaction listed only my name. Jake had never paid me a single dollar. I started to question my sanity. Maybe I had imagined him. Maybe I had made him up. Some kind of elaborate delusion. But then, I found it. The only proof he had ever been real. A single voicemail, buried deep in my phone's archives. I pressed play. A deep static filled the speakers, followed by Jake's voice, distorted, almost robotic. "You have to leave. He knows you remember." The call cut out. I stared at my phone, heart pounding. I wanted to believe it was a prank, but deep down, I knew it wasn't. Something, or someone, had erased Jake from existence. And I was next. I never believed in the supernatural. Ghosts, demons, and cursed objects were just stories people told to scare themselves. But what happened to my roommate, what I witnessed with my own eyes, made me question everything. His name was Mark. We had been sharing an apartment for 6 months, both college students trying to scrape by. He was a normal guy, maybe a little quiet, but nothing out of the ordinary. Until the night he vanished. It started with little things. Mark's phone ringing in the middle of the night, but when I asked, he said it was a wrong number. The sound of whispering in his room when I knew he was alone. Once, I came home to find all of his things stacked in a neat pile in the center of his room. I laughed it off, assuming he was just reorganizing, but his face was pale when I mentioned it, and he just muttered, "I didn't do that." Then, one evening, I came home and found the apartment different. The lights were all off, but his bedroom door was wide open. I called out, but no response. I checked inside. His laptop was open. A half-eaten sandwich sat on the desk. His phone was on his bed, screen cracked. But Mark was gone. No goodbye note. No packed bags. Just gone. At first, I thought maybe he'd gone out for a late-night walk. But hours passed, then days. His parents hadn't heard from him. His job called, wondering where he was. He had simply ceased to exist. And then, I started noticing strange things. The smell of his cologne lingering in the hallway. The sound of his chair creaking in his empty room. My things being moved slightly from where I left them, as if someone had brushed past them. And then came the messages. One night, as I lay in bed, I heard a notification. It was from Mark's number. "Why did you let me disappear?" My heart stopped. My fingers trembled as I typed back. "Mark, where are you?" "I don't know, but I see you." I barely slept that night. I kept staring at my phone, waiting for another message that never came. By morning, I convinced myself it had to be a prank, someone with access to Mark's phone trying to mess with me. But deep down, I knew something was wrong. That evening, as I unlocked the door to our apartment, I froze. The air felt thick, heavy, like stepping into a place I didn't belong. And then I saw it. Mark's shoes, right by the door, exactly where he always left them. But they weren't there that morning. I was sure of it. A chill ran down my spine. I crept toward his bedroom, my pulse pounding in my ears. His door was shut now. I was certain I'd left it open. With a shaking hand, I reached for the knob and turned it slowly. The room was exactly as he had left it. The laptop, the sandwich, the cracked phone. But there was something new, something that shouldn't have been there. A single word, scratched into the wooden desk. Help. I stumbled back, nearly tripping over my own feet. My breath came in ragged gasps as I grabbed my phone, snapping a picture of the carving. My hands were slick with sweat as I tried to call Mark's number. No answer. I type another message. Mark, if this is you, tell me where you are. 3 dots appeared, then vanished, then appeared again. Finally, a response. Underneath. I blinked. Underneath what? A loud creak echoed from the floorboards beneath my feet. I felt a sharp drop in my stomach as I slowly crouched down. It would look normal, but then I saw it. A seam, a barely visible gap between the planks. Heart hammering, I prodded the boards with my fingers. They gave way with a groan, revealing a dark, narrow space beneath the floor. My phone's flashlight cut through the dust and cobwebs, illuminating something. A shirt, Mark's shirt, and a phone. His phone. I scrambled back. A scream caught in my throat. But then my own phone buzzed again. I see you. I bolted out of the room, out of the apartment, into the night air. My mind raced with possibilities. Was Mark trapped somewhere? Had someone taken him? Or was he never really gone? The last thing I saw before I ran was my bedroom door, slowly creaking open on its own, and the unmistakable scent of Mark's cologne surrounding me. The end. Or is it?